Hey guys, Maana here, bringing you another guide. This time I'm going to be talking about add-ons because I've gotten some requests to talk about add-ons, but honestly there's already so many videos about add-ons and most of those seem to be tutorials, and well, I'm sure some of them are also pretty good. So I won't actually be teaching you guys how to use any of the add-ons that I talk about. Instead, I figured I could show you my UI to hopefully convince you to check out some of the add-ons that I use that I really like. Alright, but don't panic though because, most of the add-ons that I'm going to be talking about are pretty easy to use. Some of them not so much, but for those I'll include a link below to a tutorial, so don't worry about it. Alright, so I guess you could say this is the most basic level of my UI. I use ELVUI for the general basic layout of everything. It's a pretty robust add-on, but I kind of trimmed it down to just what you see here and also the unit frames. I use Bartender for my action bars. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I actually hide my keybinds. I think it looks better that way, and well, I mean, honestly, they're keybinds. It's not like I need to see them. And finally, I have a recount, but I normally keep it on damage taken for raids because I just think that's a little bit more useful than damage done. Alright, so for nameplates, and give me a second as I RP walk into the Hall of the Brave. I use tidy plates. No particular reason. I just think it looks good. I mean, I've tried others in the past, and I don't know. I just don't like the way they look. Tidy plates is really neat, and I don't know. I just like the way it looks. So I've talked about OmniCC before. Basically, it's an add-on that'll add timers to your action bars whenever a spell you cast is on cooldown. So, for instance, if I cast my Infernal, it'll add the 10-minute marker right there on the Infernal's action bar. So right here, I'm actually going to cast a couple spells. I'll cast a lot of different spells with a lot of different cooldowns, so you guys can see that it all kind of runs at the same time. It's really helpful. I really like this add-on. It's really cool. So for my cast bar, I use quartz. There's no special reason for me using quartz other than the fact that I've used it for a very long time and I just don't want to find a new cast bar add-on. So yeah, as you can see here, I have my cast bar, and I don't actually have any text on the cast bar because I don't need it. But yeah, on my target's cast bar, I do have the text because I like knowing what my enemy is casting. Alright, so the thing about quartz, though, is that it does have one pretty big flaw, which I'm actually about to demonstrate here. So I'm going to cast Drain Soul on this target dummy. Now, you see the cast bar? Those lines represent the ticks for channeled spells, in this case Drain Soul. Now, that's great, except that this cast bar doesn't take into account my increased haste and how it affects the channeled ticks. So actually, Drain Soul is ticking for more than what these little lines would have you think, and that's evidenced by the corruption that's being refreshed, even though it's not on the line. So what I do is when I'm actually casting, instead of going by the little lines that Quartz shows you, I go by my dots being refreshed because Drain Soul is going to be refreshing Corruption and Unstable Affliction. So when I Drain Soul and I see those two spells getting refreshed, I know that Drain Soul ticked. So instead of going by the cast bar, I go by the dots being refreshed, and that works just as well for me. Alright, so the last add-on I'm going to show you guys is called Need to Know. Basically, this add-on can do a lot of different things, but what I really like about it is that it lets you keep track of your internal cooldowns. So I'm actually going to show you guys how it works now. Make sure you're looking at the left side of the screen as I start casting here. You're going to see a couple timers pop up. Now, see, the purple timers, they represent the internal cooldown, and the black timers are the buff that I'm actually getting now. So what's really good about being able to monitor internal cooldowns is that you're going to have a really good estimate of when your cooldowns are going to pop back up. So by knowing that, you'll be able to stack them with your on-use cooldowns a lot better. And being able to stack your cooldowns together like that is one of the most important things to be able to do top DPS. So that's going to do it for this video. I gotta say I was getting a few private messages from people that wanted to see my UI. I mean, not as many as the ones that just straight up wanted to see an add-on guide. But yeah, to the people that did want to see my UI, I feel like I should apologize because my UI is probably pretty underwhelming. But the thing is that I believe that the simpler the UI, while still having everything necessary, of course, the better it is. So yeah, it might not be very fancy, but I really like it. It gets the job done. With that said, though, I'm always looking to check out new stuff. So if you guys have any recommendations for add-ons I should check out, please leave them in the comments below because I'm really curious what you guys use. As always, if you guys enjoyed what you saw, feel free to like and to subscribe, and later, guys.